Hey, welcome to the Menacing Podcast. That's right, we are back for this week. Maybe next week, but that's still pending. Hey, I just want to throw out a disclaimer. If I sound different, it's because I had an oral procedure done while I was gone. I say oral procedure. I really just mean it was a cleaning. Well, when I say cleaning, I mean I brushed my teeth, so my tongue is now hitting straight teeth, no plaque. So take that for what you will. I brushed my teeth for the podcast today. You're welcome, guys.
I'm still a little confused. Why would brushing your teeth make you
Well, I had so
sound...
much plaque build up that my tongue wasn't hitting my teeth.
Ah.
Yeah. So.
That's Wow, that is a lot of plaque.
Yeah.
That is...
there was a lot of flossing too.
Yeah, John's trying to do... He's trying to figure it out right now, and it's not... That's a lot of plaque. That's everything that every dentist advertisement warns you against.
Yeah. I had to go in with some heavy fluoride.
I would say you get that Act mouthwash in there and you get that to work.
Yeah. It was, but squeaky clean now.
They're not a sponsor of us, so they'll probably ask to be taken off the... Please don't use us.
Yes.
But you could be a sponsor of us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Nobody's going to tell you no here.
Back off, John. Now John's looking at my teeth.
Yeah, well, the mustache and beard hides it all.
Yeah, that's why I had to do it, because I kind of trimmed up the mustache a little bit. So.
Yeah, and people started seeing, ooh.
Yeah, they were like, ooh, what's that? What's going on?
You were looking like a hillbilly.
Yeah, it looked like a whole bunch of Skittles going on in my mouth, and they were throwing
like
games.
An old prospector.
Yeah.
Well, let's go get ourselves some gold.
With all one tooth I have.
Yes, you're just your one snaggle tooth.
Yeah.
Well, I know where there's gold. I can tell you right now. That's why I sure for shooting again. That's how it goes.
That's why they all sound like that. Is because they have so much plaque buildup.
The plaque, yeah.
That if they brush their teeth, they'd be like, "Oh yes, let's go shift for some gold."
Yes, they would be British.
Whoa!
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, everybody. If they let their teeth just, if they took care of them, we'd all be British.
Yeah, which is
it doesn't actually
odd
track
because
with how
I kind of feel like the British don't have the best teeth.
Brits' teeth, yeah.
Huh. Curious.
Rough, to say the least.
Very. So how was the couple weeks, or the week off, or the week I wasn't here?
It was it was good. We did it was the best episode we've ever had. People said so.
Of course.
Yeah.
John, did John talk?
Surprisingly, yes.
Oh,
he's been oddly talkative until you came back. Now he's not. He is not talkative at all.
Yeah. No.
So it went well. We took last week off. Just didn't mesh up. Our schedules didn't quite mesh up. So we just took a week off, and we're back with a vengeance.
Awesome.
With a menacing vengeance.
With menacing vengeance. So just real quick.
Yeah.
The last show I was on was called Around the World in 30 Seconds. Go back and take a listen.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was an episode after that as well that people could listen to.
Yeah, but
it
I
was
said
better.
the last... Oh, okay. I said the last one I was on.
Oh. Well, it's always about you.
Yeah, it is.
How did that happen?
Because I am menacing. I just censor myself.
That's actually fair. You are very menacing.
So we were doing accents, and I got mocked for my oi.
Well, okay. This is. I'm interested to see, because you, for a little, you have been. You were away in Italy.
Yeah. Yes, I was.
As we did talk about on that podcast. Yes. So I guess this is a good segue into this, because that is the question I've been dying to ask you. Is obviously the accent made you an Italian.
Yeah,
you blended in with the Italian people.
Yeah. So my wife and I were at dinner, and we were outside, and all of a sudden I hear this, oi!
No. No.
Yeah.
What?
And I snapped around, and it was a worker. So I was like, that has to be a Venetian.
He obviously listens to our podcast and was making a reference to you.
Yeah, and I laughed instantly. My wife knew why I was laughing, and she goes, you should tell the guys. And I was like, I knew it. I blend in.
So there was in Venice, there was
Yep.
So it's I guess the Oi is kind of the lower class waiter level of Italian society.
Yeah,
Venetian. Is Venetian and Italian society, are they the same?
A Venetian is a person from Venice. Blind.
Venetian blind, of course.
It's a person from Venice. Just
right. Is that a different country than Italy?
No. Well, at one point
I have no idea. I understand. I know we have the Venetian in Las Vegas because America does everything better than the rest of the world. Anyways, we even do their own countries better than them.
Actually, Venice has all the countries in one strip. So
wow,
suck it, world. But the Venice at one point was its own republic, but then joined Italy because they got beat by somebody.
That's an incredibly boring history story. Thanks for sharing, nerd.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, well, I went there for I like history, so I went there for the history. My wife wanted to spend all that money to go on a gondola ride, and I literally told her we could go to Vegas for the weekend. You could get a gondola ride,
but you don't get. I assume all the gondola riders go around going, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. That's what they all do down there. No,
not even. Nope. Nope.
I really just assumed that's all they did going up and down the canals singing Dean Martin songs.
I know. You would think. And I sang that the entire trip I was there. Nobody joined in.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I was a little upset. Didn't hear any Sinatra. I was like,
he had, ties to the mob and stuff.
That's but he's still Italian.
Well, yeah, he is, right?
Yeah,
but they're trying to shed the whole mob image.
Oh, I see. So they went with Dean?
Maybe in Sicily. Sicily they have more Sinatra
he
there.
He did sing about Sicily.
Sure, of course, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't know if that's true or not.
I think it is.
John, can we get a fact check on this? Can you find out if Frank Sinatra ever sang a song about Sicily?
Where there's a lyric. There's a lyric that he has mentioned Sicily. Anyways,
I think you'd be more likely to find Dean Martin with a lyric about Sicily.
No. But anyway, so the gondola driver / captain / stir /
captain? Would they?
I don't.
Can you be a captain of a gondola?
I mean, it's a boat. Right?
How many? Well, that's fair. And you're the only one on it.
Yeah.
I'm the captain of this boat.
Jump on. No, thanks. Because you get out into the canals and they get pretty choppy, and they're like, "Don't worry, the boat will tip." I'm sorry, it's like a pencil. These waves are 3 feet. No, it's safe. No, it's not, Mario.
This is a glorified canoe.
Exactly.
And you're standing up in it. You're not supposed to stand up in a canoe.
I know, and I felt ridiculous because I got into one. And the gondola person, we'll go with person, and my wife were on one side, and I was alone on the other side, and it was still leaning my way like a gangsta. Everybody was
walking by going, American.
Yeah. They were like, ooh, it's leaning left. Hey, big boy. I know, I'm trying to explain.
Lay off the Twinkies.
Yeah, it was just like...
Oi!
Oh, hey, somebody's speaking my language.
Hey, we got a listener up there.
But, he actually was telling us some of the history of Venice. Apparently, every living quarter in Venice at one point was a palace. They call them palaces. Yeah, I was like, he's like, now if you look to the left, this is a palace. I'm like, okay. He's like, look to the right, that is a palace. I'm like, wait a second. Ooh, as I kick a box, I'm like, how many palaces? Oh, all the rich people, palaces. Oh, okay.
Every home is a palace here in Venice.
And then he goes, you see how the windows get smaller at the top? I'm like, whoa, this got really, really specific with that accent. He's like, that is where the servants used to sleep. I'm like, oh.
Yes.
He's like, because it's cold in the winter up there and warm in the summer. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's where you put the servants, of course. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Were they McMansions?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, some of them were huge.
But were they were probably shoddy, poorly crafted.
No.
I
mean, they're still standing on water, so.
Yeah.
They're like, 13th century. I was like, holy cow. And every time we went on a tour, the tour guides were talking about how Venice will eventually sink and it will be flooded. But in the same tour, they'd be like, oh, this place was beautiful. But there was a fire. And like every time there was a fire, I'm like, you guys need to stop worrying about the floods.
Yeah,
focus on the fires.
The fires are a problem here. Well, that's why they built it on water. They had such a fire problem.
Yeah. Like, I think you would be praying for a high tide, wouldn't you? Like,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, like, let's get a flood. We're due for a flood.
Yeah.
Now, did you take SpaceX up
I did not.
To Venice?
No, it was booked.
Oh, how'd you get up there?
It was pedestrian,
Oh.
Delta.
Ooh,
yeah.
I wouldn't trust
Oddly enough, kind of off topic, it didn't happen to us, but we had a connecting flight in Atlanta, Georgia. The next day, a Delta flight going out of Atlanta had to turn back around because everybody on board had diarrhea.
Ooh. Don't eat the fish.
Yeah, exactly. Gefilte fish.
Which planet is Venice closest to?
Planet?
Yeah, it's Earth. Well, Earth is the third one. I don't know if we go for the sun.
It'd be Venice and then Mercury, right?
Is it before
Mercury.
the Earth? Is it one of the two before?
Yeah.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you're closer to the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a stellar. It was such a dark, intense tan. It immediately went away when I hit Michigan, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, that
it's
goes
like one of
away,
those.
yeah.
It's one of those.
Further away you get.
Yeah.
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 Backtracks.
Yeah. Quickly though.
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly
yeah.
quick.
It's,
I was like, hey, look at my.
nope.
Well, never mind.
Well, it's not there anymore.
People were joking. Did you even go outside? Shut up. Yeah, I did.
So I guess my question for you is, what type of American history is in?
Yeah, there's none.
No, interesting.
Yeah,
this
there's
is
none.
odd.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, oh, I came here and I didn't learn a thing.
Yeah. So what? In all seriousness, that's what we're about on this podcast. What is your big takeaway from Venice? Venice. I think that's how the locals say.
You should probably go there quickly because I keep hearing that it's sinking. So if you're gonna go, you might want to go.
We kind of covered that it's more of a fire problem. Sinking might actually help preserve the city.
Yes, but I don't know because it's like you can't go during fire season. You have to go during flooding season. I don't know. Pick your season. Well, I mean they have gondolas, so you're more
just everybody evacuates in a gondola.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's,
jump on. No, that thing is.
Is everybody there looking around like nobody knows why it's sinking?
No, they know why.
They built it on water. I didn't know if everybody was just oblivious to the fact that they built it on water.
Oh, no, they know. They're like, oh, it's built on water.
Like, Mamma mia, I don't know why everything is a-sinking.
I feel like there's more Rome or Naples.
It's all the same place.
By the way, John, their language, Italian, is actually based from Latin.
You're doing great.
Yeah, thank you. It's the brush teeth.
That's it.
Don't worry about
Throws
it.
You off.
Yeah, it does. I'm touching my teeth with my tongue for the first time in years, so it's weird. So it's based. Latin is the root for Italian and actually Spanish. So I would go talk to Italian or Venetians, and I'm like, "Is this correct?" And they're like, "See, yes." I'm like, "Yes." Oh, I got the double yes. So I wanted to share that because I think we discussed them saying "C" for yes, and you're like, "But that's Spanish." So, and then they also said "Buongiorno." I was like, "Buongiorno." I was like, "Arrivederci." They knew exactly what I was. Buongiorno.
Isn't that a type of pizza?
Yes.
Buongiorno pizza?
No. So we found a place.
It's not delivery, it's buongiorno?
Yes.
We
we found a little.
There's something there or not.
We found a little restaurant that had some stellar food. It was great. It was fresh food. Pizza was out of the world because my wife had to have the pizza and I went with the tuna. Yeah.
Where's Stellar?
No, it's.
How did it? Is that like a suburb of Venice?
Yeah. It's the other island of Venice. Yeah. No,
food,
it was actually the restaurant's name was Marco Polo because fun fact, he was from there. If you guys don't know who Marco Polo is, it's not a game that you play in the pool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he was an explorer and actually went to China.
Oh, isn't he the one that gave FDR that disease?
The Polo.
It was named after him.
Marco Polo, yeah.
Is there something there on that?
Speaking of Polo,
yeah, what's that?
I was in the airport in Venice.
Okay.
And there's this container that's like, donate money to help children. And I was like, help them with what? And I read the side and it says, help eradicate Polo. I'm like, yeah, we already did that.
Yeah. You should have been like, let me go. Okay, I'm going to take this plane bag. I'm going to grab some vaccines. I'm going to bring it over here, and we're going to administer them right here, and we'll take care of it.
I was like, wait a second. We've had a vaccine for this for like 70 years, haven't we? 70 plus years. Why is this still a thing?
It's the water.
It rises too quickly.
Yeah, and the fires. Bring them a vaccine for fire, and then we'll talk. That's...
Which everything. So the police and the fire are all boats too around Venice. Yeah. So it was weird seeing one fly by. Holy cow!
Do they? Well, but if somebody's not in the water, how do the police get them? Do they say you need to come down into the water?
Well, if they don't come down, you have to jump and then run through all the little canals that, like all the little walkways and stuff. Oh my god! More power to the Venetian police because I couldn't do that. I had to walk it.
Well, are they driving around and they're like, he's on land. We can't reach him.
Yeah.
We can't get him.
Oh, you got away this time, buddy.
you got us this time, but we'll be watching as soon as you step one foot in this one. As soon as it sinks down to a level where we can get the boat in, we're going to get you.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you get on the gondola, mister, you're mine.
All right. Well, it sounds like you had a good trip.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
What was your favorite history thing?
I don't know. I didn't get to see the Marco Polo thing, but I did like walking through the Dolce Palace, which is the president's palace. That was phenomenal. Like, you know,
Stands for, that's the Milk Palace, right? Dolce Palace.
No, it's Dolce.
Yeah, Dolce.
And Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
That's their ice cream, actually. But it was really fun walking through there because we got to walk through the palace, and then we walked over the Bridge of Sighs into the prison, walked around the prison, came back over the Bridge of Sighs, and finished. So it was really fun. I like that part.
Is the bridge boring? Is that why so many people sigh going
over
it?
No, usually it was because you were sentenced to death, and then they had one window on there, so it was the last time you got to see the sky for the rest of your life.
Well, that's a little darker than I was anticipating.
Yeah. Make a joke about that.
I mean, Mr. You're going to push me to it there. That's John, did you find anything on Frank Sinatra and Sicily?
No.
All right. So, Brent, you're wrong. If John can't find it, nobody can.
Oh, John.
Can you say it in Italian for Brent here, John?
No.
There it is. Yep. Just like a mama used to say back at home.
I don't know what are you showing me there, John?
I don't. Yeah, I'm actually quite.
The palace.
Yes, the palace. You are showing me. Okay, no, that's not the palace. That's the palace. That's the palace.
What?
That's the cathedral.
Oh, did you go through the cathedral?
We did go through the cathedral, but the Catholics like to steal everything from the Jews, so I wasn't too happy about that.
Oh, okay, well.
During the tour, I leaned over to my wife and I go, "Oh yeah, you mean you like to murder the Jews? Okay." I'm really glad the tour guy didn't hear me. Probably all of the Catholics walking through the cathedral.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. Well,
you're in that one spot that echoes around the whole place.
It's like you can whisper and everybody hears you. Yeah, of course I had to say it in this spot.
You're leaning into whisper. It's got this very obvious sign right next to you.
Whispers will be heard as a yell throughout the rest of the cathedral.
And it broadcasts to the surrounding area as well.
It goes like out into the square perfectly. Like, oh, this is... I walk out, everybody's just looking at me. Yeah, of course. I'll see myself out of the country.
Which way to the airport from here?
Nobody would give me
Aeroporto.
No one would give me a ride.
All right. John.
Yes, I did see the cannon from and yes, that gondola.
John, okay, I love this. John's literally just looking up places in Venice online, showing it to Brent and basically just waiting for Brent to tell him if he saw it or not. John is content. He just likes to travel via the interwebs.
Yes. Nothing like seeing it on like a 4K screen. You're like, it's like I'm there.
It's like, that's the beauty of technology these days. You get a VR headset, and you're essentially on the same place. You just don't have to deal with the stupid people.
Yeah, or the crowds or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you don't have to worry about. Yes, I did see that.
You saw a lot of places, according to the.
Well, it's a lot of the same spot.
Was one of them just a random picture of a cannon that he showed you? Did you?
I didn't see I did not see that.
Oh, that's some of the art of Venice.
Nice buns. Yeah, he must work out. I think it was carved out of marble. Marvel. Well, whatever.
He's a superhero. So good trip overall.
Yes.
Is what it boils down to. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh man. So Russ, what do you got? You know what? I really want to hear what John has to say, but
I want to hear what John has to say in general. Yeah. Like, he hasn't said a darn thing this whole episode thus far.
I think he did.
Oh, that's right. He did say no.
Yeah. And then Noah.
Oh, yes, that's right. He said
no.
That's true, yes. Sorry, John. I didn't give you credit for where...
that's going on his IMDb page.
Yes, that's... knows Italian.
So what's going on? Oh, yes, I did see that.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Another one. What was that one?
It was a canal.
I play here for crying out loud. I'm not going to save this very much. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, he speaks.
Yeah. Tell me more.
About Venice?
Yes.
No one wants to hear about Venice.
Like, he's told us more...
We did. I mean, so
than anybody needed to... He told us more... I could look up...
Did you see the butterfly woman?
I did not see the butterfly woman.
Man.
I know. They have a huge carnival in February. Yes.
Isn't that in Brazil?
They both are Spanish speaking.
Now that's a song Sinatra sang.
In Brazil?
Brazil.
Okay. But they have a huge carnival in February. And I guess it used to be a 6-month carnival, and they had to knock it down to 2 weeks.
I think at that point it's not a carnival anymore.
It's called a festival. What?
How do you party for 6 months?
Well,
right?
Venice was a fisherman spot, so in the wintertime, you're not doing very much because, it's cold and fish
and they're Europeans with a terrible work ethic.
So they would... But they made a ton of money because Venice is filled with palaces. So you can't sit there and be like, well, they're lazy. No, there was many palaces. So yeah, and so servant quarters everywhere.
I mean, a palace does not make one hardworking and useful. I mean, we've got Mar-a-Lago in Florida.
The White House in D.C.
In D.C., I mean, yeah, there's plenty of examples. I mean, there's a lot of examples that you could pull from around here. So
we should fly by like both of those places and see if they have little windows at the top.
Yes,
that's where the servants stay. Gotcha.
Oh, so John, do you have a news story? We're gonna go to your news desk a moment. Do you have anything prepared?
So, what kind of pizza did you have in
He's
Venice?
going on about
just cheese.
Am I gonna
Just
have
cheese?
to jump
Yes.
in here?
Nothing else? Just cheese?
Cheese pizza.
What other foods did you have over there?
Pasta. We found a Hard Rock Cafe.
Really?
Which was
Wait, really?
yeah. Well, and we passed a Burger King and a McDonald's, and I looked at my wife, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to try this over in Italy?" And she goes, and I was like, "You know what? You're right. It's not even that good in America."
They have different menu items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, at Burger King in
Venice. In Venice.
Okay, yeah.
In a different country, like McDonald's does not have the same food they have at the McDonald's here.
Oh, and if they do, it's probably better, like actual meat and.
They've got a Largo Mac instead of a Big Mac.
It's a Vente.
That's yeah.
A Largo. Can I get the Lard Mac? I mean, Largo.
That's good.
So yeah, that's there's my contribution.
So yeah, I mean, we tried some pastas and had some pizza and Yeah, we did go to the Hard Rock Cafe just because our first day there, we were like, we kind of want something familiar. And we went to the Hard Rock, and I was like, oh, this is not familiar. Because you're right, like the breads and the meats are like prepared differently than they are in the United States. Like it's less processed there, so it's bland. Where here, it's processed, so it's like sugary and tasty.
Okay, I don't want to hear about the ancestral living. Let's continue about other stuff.
I had to catch my own fish. It was weird. I was out there with Liver King, and we were spearing fish and taking steroids.
Oh, that sounds like a grand time. Well,
oh my goodness! I just got John with the steroids. Oh.
We got like 5 minutes left, and all we've done is talked about Brent's stupid vacation.
I've been trying to pass it on.
I know, and it has.
But John keeps looking at pictures, going, "You been there? Did you see that?"
And I'm ill prepared for the podcast.
Yeah, what's going on? With
I can
that,
sing
buddy?
some. We opened in Venice.
No.
So, what's the most like
What?
touristy thing over there in Venice?
All of Venice.
All of Venice? Really?
All of Venice.
Okay. I wasn't
Like
quite-
you didn't really walk anywhere and go, "Hey, that person looks like they're from here."
Can you tell?
Well, kind of, but not really.
What's the difference?
Well, usually the people that are from Venice, the Venetians, are thin and in shape.
Okay, well, narrowed down where all the
Yeah,
Americans
because
are.
they're stuck on a floating death trap. They can't eat
true,
anything.
yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
They're like, the lighter we are, the better.
The better off we are, the less chance the sharks are going to eat us when this thing
Yeah.
sinks into the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, well,
The ocean is sinking into the
well, it's-
Mediterranean Sea,
it's
right?
in a bay. It's in a lagoon actually. So, anyways, but
A lagoon. What's the difference?
I don't know. I think
What the fuck?
I think a bay comes into the land, and you just kind of pull in. Where like the lagoon kind of has like land barriers, and then it gets it. You know what? Look it up yourself. I don't know.
The bay,
there's no difference.
Yeah, there's no difference. It's a lagoon, not a bay.
But the Venice Film Festival was going on that week, and
that's right. But
yeah.
there's a writer's strike.
Yeah, I think only like Cruz was spotted, and maybe Clooney.
Ted Cruz?
Yes,
he's
Ted
out of
Cruz.
Texas again. Those people are going to be pissed off at him.
Hopefully, it's not snowing in Texas.
He needs to be down there shoveling driveways.
Yeah. No, Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, his cousin.
That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah. He was there pushing Scientology or whatever. And then Giorgio Armani was there, and the only reason we knew that was not because his store is there, but because his giant yacht was there.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 stories. Like you couldn't miss it.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch black. You're like, okay.
Does it have Armani on the side?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
but it would be.
maybe a
and
little
then
too on the nose.
I'm pretty sure we saw Bezos.
Wow.
On the bow? Look at you.
What?
He knows some nautical talk.
Oh, bow. The aft.
Watch your... This is a family podcast. Crying out loud. I am so sorry to our listening audience. Comes back from Europe with a filthy mouth.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the Venice people are filthy.
Whoa!
Filthy mouths.
Oh, okay.
Glad you specified.
I had to.
All of Venice is full of filthy people.
And there goes our one.
Thus says the menacing podcast. So yeah, that's wow, good for you. And we're basically at the end of the podcast.
Oh,
now.
I did meet the director of 30 Minutes and
Nobody
30 minutes or less.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
30
awesome.
minutes or less?
Yeah, actually, my wife met him, and then I met him a little bit later. But yeah,
What 30? What?
it's a movie, 30 minutes or less.
It was filmed in Michigan,
West Michigan.
in downtown GR.
Oh, that's right. That was one of those.
Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg.
Yeah.
That was back in the short-lived movie boom in Michigan.
Yeah, it was like that movie and 50 Cent's movie. So we didn't even 50 cents.
I was in the 50 Cent one.
50 Cent. Yeah, but I said 50 cents.
I know what you
like a
said.
proper white
Yeah,
person.
that's-
Yes, in the 50
But I
Cents
have a
movie.
personal relationship with him
Oh,
from being
with
in
50?
that movie with him. Yeah.
You could hit him up right now.
Fitty.
Give him
Yeah,
a-
we're in the
Fitty.
middle of the podcast. I can't
Well,
just take a break and.
In that
you
movie,
go.
he was mostly just 2 quarters. He was very thin.
Yeah, that's true.
Unbelievable.
His acting was worth 2 quarters. But
That's why I didn't see the movie.
it's my diss track to Fitty.
Yeah.
That's what his friends call him.
Yeah, and I like how you're like diss track to Fitty. That's what his friends call him. So you're dissing your friend?
Yeah, I diss
Okay.
you guys all the time. So there.
So that's news.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
would you go back?
Yes.
Well, okay. So I'm guessing you didn't get to see everything.
I didn't get to see everything. I didn't get to see where Marco Polo
played the game for the first time. Was the pool in which it took place?
The tub.
Yeah, it was the tub. It was a tub. Yes, at that time.
Well, I mean, they got
communal
plenty.
bath.
They got plenty of canals. So his mom was like Marco, and he was like,
that makes actual sense.
I think you mean Laguna.
Yes, in the Laguna.
Yes, the Lagunas. The Lagunitas.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see his resting place, and I think he has like a museum there. So I would like to see that, but I don't think I would.
He's still around?
Yeah. He's a greeter there.
That's wow.
It's like a Walmart.
No, it's just this Marco. No, we're just waiting for the Polo. It's an ongoing thing.
Oh, it just echoes around.
Years and years. Yeah. No one's ever found me.
Fish out of water.
Yeah.
Darn it.
He isn't standing in that one sweet spot in the cathedral. Yeah. San Marcos.
What was it nice? Like warm weather-wise, it was nice over there?
It was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was definitely got some pool time. There's like two hotels that actually have a pool in Venice, and we stayed at one of them. So
nice. All right.
I'm glad I chose that one because my wife was happy about it, and I was like, phew.
Well, from the photos I'm looking at, looks like the walking is amazing.
The walking is treacherous.
How's the swimming?
Treacherous?
How's the swimming? Is that
the swimming
equally
was
treacherous?
No, the pool water was freezing. The walking in the heat and you had to walk wherever you wanted to go, unless you had to cross a canal. Then obviously you had to take a boat, because we had to take a boat from our hotel to San Marco Square. But then you walked around everywhere. I think one day we walked like 8 miles, got back to the hotel, and we were asleep by 8:30.
What's the time difference over there?
6 hours.
Oh, ahead or behind?
Ahead of us.
Nice.
All right, so we're done with the Venice thing. This is ridiculous. This has gone on far too long.
I've tried to pass it on. This is your fault.
How is this my fault?
Because you're like, oh, I didn't come prepared. You had a week off. You could have, yeah. You could have came up with something. I came up with the whole toothbrush thing, or brushing my teeth thing.
That was actually more so disturbing.
Yeah,
that was.
That's more truth than anything.
But actually, it's interesting you bring up world traveling here.
Yeah.
This will be the kind of the exit from the podcast.
Okay.
Might as well time so I can edit stuff out that went on with Venice far too long. So, what do you think of John? Quit showing him pictures of Venice and getting him to say whether he was there or not. So, what do you think of when you hear geography?
Land.
Venice.
Places!
So help me.
Places like Venice.
This will not end well.
Why, are they making geography racist?
No, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it is.
Okay.
But I am in my final semester of classes.
There you go.
Taking classes, and I had to do some rearranging of classes though, because one of the final business classes I needed to finish the degree, it was a hybrid class, and I can't do in-person classes because it's right when I'm working.
Okay.
And
are we about to help you with your homework?
Yes. As nice as my work is, they don't usually just let me take a few months off.
Sure.
To do some classes.
Yeah. Lousy work.
So I got a replacement class, got that in, but the replacement class was one less credit.
Oof.
So now I'm scrambling. I got to find, in order to avoid having one more semester.
Oh yeah.
And get everything I'm scrambling on. So I find a 4-semester class, physical geography.
Oh.
Easy peasy. I'm great at geography in trivia and stuff like that.
Trivia.
I can find a place on
when it doesn't matter.
And when it doesn't matter. That's not what physical geography is.
Do you physically have to go to places, or is this like
no, it's not.
You have to work out.
No, oh goodness, no! I would be dead if I would have dropped the class.
You know what? One semester isn't that bad.
He never showed up. So physical geography. This is the definition off of. I'm just Googling it. Physical geography is the study of the natural features and processes of the Earth's surface. It includes the study of landforms, climate, vegetation, soils, and water resources. Physical geography also includes the processes that shapes the Earth's surface, such as erosion, landslides, earthquakes, and volcanoes. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Have fun. have fun.
So don't, folks.
Don't
give some word of advice here. First off, don't ever sign up for a class called physical geography. I should have just seen like, well, where's just the geography?
Yeah.
Class? Where is the geography and trivia class?
Yes.
That you meet up with your classmates at the local bar and you sign up for the trivia course. That's all geography. Where's that class? That was the one I was looking for.
What is Transylvania? That is correct. Thank you.
Yes. See, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, what country is directly south of the United States?
Yeah.
I can get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of them. I'm not going to say it right now. Like, that's not the point of the story. Isn't, I know it clearly. But like, that stuff, it's not that. It's a lot more.
It's work.
Yes.
It sounds like the class that I signed up for in high school because I needed one more science. So I was like, how bad is oceanography?
That's when you get yourself into trouble. No, and I would have thought the same thing. Oceanography, yeah. There's like
cake.
There's like a few of them.
Yeah.
Although they added one. Did you know they added an ocean?
Did they?
The Southern Ocean.
The Southern Ocean.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's
south?
South, yeah.
Of here?
Yeah, due south.
You're like, actually, no, funny enough, it's just north of us.
It's just north.
It's just south of the Arctic Circle.
No, hence, they basically broke up the Pacific Ocean into another ocean. They're like, this guy's too big. We need to create another.
I mean, you have the Indian Ocean that's right in there.
Native American Ocean, but... or First Peoples Ocean.
Okay, first people. I think the sea... Oh, that's a sea, though. Can't do seas.
No.
I was going to say the Sea of Japan's in there, too, but that's a sea, so that's silly. That's silly talk.
Too small to be an ocean.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. I don't get the difference between seas and ocean. Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
You should have learned that in your oceanography class. I'm not going to be able to help you in my physical geography class because it doesn't involve oceans.
That's what you think. You're talking about erosion.
There will probably be a whole section on...
There's going to be a lot of change of climate in there.
I'm going to draw a line, though. I'm going to be like, no, I'm staying on land here. This is ridiculous. I didn't sign up for a physical oceanography class.
Exactly.
I signed up for a physical geography class.
Exactly. Make that stand.
I am going to.
Good.
So that's it. We're at the end of the podcast now. So, Brent, take us home.
Hey, thank you for joining us this week. As always, please rate, review the show on... Apple and wherever else you can rate and review. We are on Spotify, Google, Amazon, all the places.
Wait a second. Hold on. I didn't even check if we had... It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Sure.
Do you want to know?
There is no place that he went to in Venice.
The top 10 movies that were filmed in Venice.
Oh, my gosh.
Casino Royale was in Venice.
Oh, yeah.
The Italian Job was in Venice.
Yep.
Spider-Man Far From Home was actually in Venice.
We saw that bridge. Yeah. We saw the bridge.
You saw the bridge? That's awesome. There was one...
We walked across that bridge.
Casanova was in Venice as well.
And?
Oh, I already said that already. The Italian Job.
I didn't realize the Italian Job was in Venice.
The opening scene. The opening scene was also in Venice. Because they were in the canals. In the lagunas, the bays,
Yeah, the lagunas, the bays.
And they were on the boat.
Okay.
Gondola?
So we had a poll in our last episode when you were not on, asking if our listeners believe in the Loch Ness Monster.
Ooh.
If they believe the Loch Ness Monster
I need to go
exists.
back and listen to this podcast.
You didn't listen to it? That seems...
Well, I mean, I was out of the country, so it's kind of...
So...
I think I have a pretty good excuse.
With 0% of the vote...
Yeah.
Well, no, hold on. Let me rephrase
what?
this. That's not. I'm not phrasing this correctly.
He's getting
My
his
apologies.
physical geography down on this phone.
Yeah, this is. So we'll start with 100% of the vote.
Okay, there we go.
Is no. Our listeners do not believe in the Loch Ness Monster. No, it's John in the costume. Was 100%.
100% John in the costume. Okay, our listeners, and I mean this sincerely and without and not being apologetic, stupid clean teeth,
Doing great. Yeah.
apologetic about it, are weird. They are all for going to an open house for a funeral.
Oh, that's a good point.
And they don't believe in the Loch Ness Monster. Weirdos.
All right, so that we didn't get. We'll go over some listener mail next week.
All right. Good.
And group it all together.
Awesome.
So, sorry. Now you can finish taking us home.
Hey, if you want your email read on the show or answered questions on the show, email us, themedicinepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook, The Menacing Podcast. Please, for the love, pass us along to your friends, because everybody needs to hear about Venice. I mean, come on. Everybody needs to hear about it. That's it for this week. We's out. Oi!